Speaking of which, I was on I'm going on a story tangent. I was on a training flight with one of my students a couple of months ago. And speaking of increasing your personal minimums or expanding that envelope, we went out specifically because it was a very windy day. And we were going to work on her ground reference maneuvers because it was going to be pretty challenging. And so we both thought, hey, this is a good opportunity to do something that's going to be very challenging so that when you do it on your check ride or, in less undesirable conditions, it's going to feel real easy. And so we went out and did that, turned around to head back towards the airport, and we realized that the whole east part of the valley had been kind of engulfed in dust because of all the wind. And so again, our visibility probably, it wasn't even close to marginal VFR. It was probably about 6, 8 miles, something like that. But for us, out here and for this private student who had never flown in conditions like that, she just immediately went, I have no idea where the airport is. you know,
Yeah.
all of the landmarks that I normally use, I can't see. And so we kind of came back and asked for a low approach so that we could get our bearings, because that's how different it is when you can normally see 80 miles or basically unlimited. And now all of a sudden you can't see much. So we came in, did a low approach. Of course, nobody was flying anymore. So there wasn't a lot of traffic. And they were like, sure, go ahead, no problem, whatever you need. So we did a low approach, stayed in the pattern, and then came back down to land. And that was a great experience for her, not only for the ground reference, but to get to see in a safe way, with an instructor on board, what it's like when your visibility starts to go to crap. And so that's kind of what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.